Well, I want to move from Drew Hill, and I want to move to an artist that you've been, I would say, probably most closely associated with for the majority of your career here in LA, which is the one of the great pop divas, the great Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
So, how did you first get involved with Christina? Like, when did that happen? Like, when were you first introduced to her?
I think it was 2002
Okay.
when Ricky Minor was putting a band together for Christina.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a call about auditions. So there were
Right.
auditions at Center Staging,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the start. And I walked into that room in Center Staging, saw a bunch of friends,
Yeah.
and thought, oh, this is gonna be a killer band.
Yeah.
It was Rob Lewis, Ethan Farmer, Brian Fraser Moore was the drummer who we had known each other in Philly, and we had a fusion band together at one point in Philly.
So
Brian's
2002 is
amazing drummer.
ground floor pretty much here. Like it's early days.
Yeah, it was pretty early, but it was after her first album, so
Yeah.
she had achieved some success. But
Yeah.
this is before the Stripped album came out.
Yeah.
And then we heard some of the music and thought, okay, it's a little different from her first album. It's not as still pop, but not as poppy.
Yeah.
It's a little more edgy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ricky Minor put that band together.
Was he involved in the actual band, or he just put the band together? He
He put the band together.
wasn't MD or anything like that.
He essentially was the MD.
Okay.
Yeah, Ricky was the MD at that point.
What's he like to work for? I heard he was one of the best, but also one of the toughest.
Ricky is one of the best of all time. He really is. He's a super person. I couldn't say enough great things about Ricky. He's an amazing guy, an amazing musician, amazing arranger of people. He knows how to put the right people together.
Yeah.
That's why in his band over the years, there's guys that have been with him for so long because they all fit together so well.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the same thing with the band that Ricky put together for Christina, because that same band that was Christina's band, most of us ended up being bands for other artists.
Yeah.
We stayed a unit for years working, over a decade, almost 2 decades working with different artists. So it was really Ricky that put that unit together.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of the most in demand guy. He did all that American Idol stuff for so long, and Paul Jackson
Ben Leno
talks about him, all the time, and Leno, and boy, he's just, it only seems like recently maybe he started to take less work and delegate to like Adam Blackstone and some of these other guys, because he's just one of the
Ricky's a legend, and he's one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah,
he's awesome. So yeah, he really put that band together, and also with some of Rob Lewis's arrangements over the years. We've played some of these songs in so many different ways. I don't know how many different versions of Genie in a Bottle we've played over the years.
How many times do you think you've played Genie in a Bottle your entire life?
Oh man, that's a
thousands?
Scary question. I don't know how many shows have we done over the years. It's
maybe
really
rehearsals and all that stuff. It's got to be thousands.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely in the thousands.
So her catalog backwards and forwards, in other words.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I'm asking this is because I know that if we were just about recreating the album version, into the degree that there is even guitar on some of those.
Yeah, on a lot of the songs there is no guitar, especially some of the early ones.
Yeah, I felt like one of the coolest arrangements that I've seen of the song lately has been the Spotify sessions that Christina participated in and had some guests like Sabrina Carpenter and Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
And, beautifully shot, beautifully arranged, some really cool, prominent use of the guitar.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe instead of just going to the album that we'd actually use some recent live arrangements that are a little more contemporary.
Yeah.
And then have you recreate 2 of her biggest songs. So
Cool.
What a Girl Wants and also Genie in a Bottle.
Awesome.
And get to recreate those. So what are we going to use? Let's start first with going with What a Girl Wants, since that was the one with Sabrina Carpenter as sort of a duet sort of thing.
Right. So that was those sessions were so much fun because it was the band in the room.
Yeah.
You know, we all played together.
Where is that room? It looks incredible.
That's downtown. It's actually Spotify Studios.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they just create a new set for like everybody that comes in there? Because it doesn't.
I'm
look
sure.
like,
Yeah, I'm sure they dressed the set for whatever artists needed, and changed the aesthetics of it for sure. But drums were in an ISO room, horns were in an ISO room. In the room, Christina was in the center of the room. There was background singers next to me. On the other side was bass player, and then keyboard player, and then strings.
Yeah.
So there was a trio of string player.
Yeah.
But Christina's band is like this. Her current band is incredible.
Yeah, you could see it in a minute. Like you don't, not even a minute. You can watch a couple seconds, and as soon as you hear everybody
the
coming,
band is so good. You know, just playing the live shows, we have so much fun together.
I bet.
There's such Chris Pat, incredible drummer. Chris Pat Bounds from Memphis, just monstrous drummer. Back when Stanley Randolph was in the band, Stanley was subbing out. Stanley said, "I'm bringing my guy in from Memphis to sub for me." Chris Pat been there
ever since,
because he really made the gig his own. It's like he's got a unique approach to songs.
Yeah.
Really cool. Larry Flex Williams playing bass. Not too much I can say about Flex. He's the dopest, the bottom end. He's here, like he's got it. His translation of bass lines is totally different than anybody I've ever played with.
Yeah.
Just his approach to it, really interesting. Keyboard player is Ricky Pajot, who I've been a fan of for years, ever since I met him when he first came here from Montreal. He played with Madonna for years. Just so incredible musicians in this band.
Yeah.
So to take some really simple pop songs and turn them into songs that we love to play.
Yeah.
They're amazing songs to begin with. Great written pop song is, it kind of goes on forever if it's a really well written song, which a lot of Christina's songs are. A lot of her songs are timeless because they're just great songs. So we can take a song like Genie in a Bottle that at the time in the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s, that was the sound of the time. But we've played it so many different ways that it evolves into different things.
Yeah. And does she give you the freedom to kind of like, for whoever is MDing, are you MDing these typically, or who's the MD for the live stuff?
There's a combination. It's a group effort for sure. On the road, I'm the band leader.
Okay.
And making sure everything runs. Chris Hartz has been doing all the programming, putting arrangements together.
Okay.
And joining us on the road too. He's also doing playback for a while, which I know he got tired of that. But yeah, some of Chris's arrangements are really cool. Chris did these arrangements for the Spotify sessions, and then we all put our own thing into it.
Yeah,
there is that trust of we're not going to fuck it up.
Yeah,
we're going to play something cool, and if it doesn't work, we know individually if our parts aren't working.
Yeah.
And within the band, we're going to let each other know.
Yeah, so it's pretty democratic in that sense.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, what guitar did you use for What a Girl Wants?
I used my Yamaha. I think that's called an LJ6 26.
All right. Remember that one?
It's a jumbo with a cutaway.
Yeah. Nice.
So
was that all just plugged straight in, just kind of DI'd, or did they?
It was DI, which that guitar has amazing DI. It's probably one of the best sounding DIs I've ever heard, just straight in. There's a lot of history that goes into the making of that system, and it's really cool. There was also an AEA ribbon mic in front of the guitar, which that was the primary sound.
Awesome.
I think the DI was there for backup and for some top end.
Yeah.
But that AEA sounded so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to have a ribbon mic in front of me.
Beautiful. Yeah, well, let's play a little of it.
Yeah. All right.
like a rock. You waited so patiently while I got it together, while I figured it out. I only looked, but I never touched, 'cause in my heart was a picture of us holding hands, making plans. And it's lucky for me you understand what a girl wants, what a girl needs, whatever makes me happy and sets you free. I'm thanking you for knowing exactly what a girl wants, what a girl needs, whatever keeps me in your arms. I'm thanking you for giving it to me. Now, Christina, show us what the girls want. Love you, Sabrina.
There was a time I was blind, I was so confused. Ran away just to hide it all from you. Baby, you know me better than I knew myself. They say if you learn something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours, and that's how you know it's for keeps, yeah, it's for sure. And you're ready, you're willing to give me more than what a girl wants, what a girl needs, makes me happy, set you free. I'm thanking you for knowing exactly
What a girl wants, what a girl needs, whatever keeps me in your arms. I'm thanking you for giving it to me. What a girl needs.
somebody said to take crazy, sexy girl like you.
What a girl,
Oh, yeah.
what a girl. You're so right, you're so bad. You let a girl know how much you care about, I swear.
You don't want me always. No.
Whatever keeps me in your arms is what I need.
Oh, it's what I need. Oh, it's what I want. What I need, what I want. So you. Oh, baby, I'm like you would do.
What I want
What I want
is what you got.
what you
What you
got.
got is what we want.
That's right.
Nice.
And it goes on a little bit longer, but we don't need all that, right?
Yeah.
That was fun because like seeing the two of them together.
Yeah. I would presume that they're friends based on sort of the interactions that they were having, unless they're just really good.
They seemed so comfortable together, like they had known each other for years. I don't know if they had just met or if they've been in the same room before. I don't know.
What was your impressions of Sabrina Carpenter? I mean, she seems like she's really blown up in the last.
Yeah, she's really sweet. Like she's super sweet. I had met her before. She was on a show called Girl Meets World
Okay.
on a Disney show.
Okay.
And the lead girl on that show was one of my wife's clients. So I knew her really well. And I had met Sabrina a couple times back then. So it was not maybe 10 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
She's really sweet. She was really, really nice. She came, she walked in the room and just wanted to say hi to everybody individually.
Yeah.
So she's really sweet.
From by all accounts, is amazing singer, and that record was, this last record was huge.
Yeah.
So many great songs.
Yeah, she's really blown up, and I know everybody's really proud of her. She's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that sounded incredible with the Yamaha, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I love that arrangement. So good.